Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your final paper for this class. So you've probably seen it in a few different places in the course container, and I've talked about it already this quarter. But what your final paper is, and it's due in week 10, is an imagined dialogue. So what that means is in a 3,500 to 4,000 word paper, you will imagine yourself in dialogue with a colleague or a stakeholder in your professional field or organization, or maybe not. I'll give you an example of some of these that I've seen in just a moment. And in this paper, you'll first identify a major mass communication issue, and you'll describe that issue to a stakeholder. So that's the first piece, is to describe the issue. Second, you'll explain the issue from the perspective of each of three bodies of theory. So you'll basically be demonstrating to me that you know how each of three different bodies of theory would address this particular issue. Third, you'll describe solutions from each of these theories or bodies of theory and what they would offer. So if you're looking at mass society theory or political economy theory, you'll say how they would approach the issue and what their solution to the question might be. And then finally, you'll put yourself in the position of the stakeholder to describe the shortcomings of those approaches. And so that's your opportunity to offer some critique of the approaches. So that's part of the assessment of the different approaches. And then the last part of the paper is that you'll conclude with your own assessment or a path forward that best solves the issue that you've identified. So really what I'm looking at here, or looking for in this paper, is a chance for you to sort of creatively address a major mass communication issue and show me that you understand the theories that we've studied and know how to apply them. So your theory grid will be super useful. The work that you've done in your impassioned defenses throughout the quarter will also be useful. It's the same type of practice for this final paper. But because it's this imagined dialogue, it's meant to provide you with a space, a creative outlet, if you will, for kind of imagining what this might be like to have this kind of conversation. You can structure it however you'd like, as long as you address the 5 points that are outlined in the assignment description. I'll be truthful, this is a challenging assignment. It's hard to put yourself in the position of the body of theory and in the position of the stakeholder critiquing the theory. But it's also really fun. One of my favorite examples was from last fall. One of my students put herself in dialogue with Mark Zuckerberg, and the question that she was looking at was why Facebook which was meant to help create networks and create community, had actually led us to be less engaged with one another. The impetus for this particular question was that she was in line at the grocery store and realized that everyone around her was looking at their phones. And so nobody had the opportunity for sort of spontaneous community building in their local grocery store. And so she put that question to Mark Zuckerberg and told Mark Zuckerberg how each of the different theories that she was using would address this question. So, put a creative spin on it, and it'll make it a lot more fun, and it'll make it a deeper learning experience. But for many of you, this will probably be one of the hardest assignments you have until your capstone. So just kind of gear up for that, and I'm happy to help you out throughout the quarter as you brainstorm ideas. And the one last caveat I want to add is to make sure that the issue that you come up with is a mass communication issue and not an interpersonal or organizational issue. Have fun with it. Ask questions. Thanks.